What is happening? Welcome to another pitcher video breakdown. My name is Nick Pollack, former pitching coach, college baseball pitcher, and of course founder of Pitcher List. And we're going to talk about Darvish today as he faced what I call Rocky Road. That is, the Colorado Rockies on the road are not a strong offense and are super sweet to pitch against. Now, Darvish had a fantastic outing. We're talking 7 innings, 0 earned runs, 10 strikeouts. A massive repertoire to deal with. Essentially a cutter that he just trusts all the time to get inside the zone and miss bats. He has a fastball he sneaks in there around 95 and change. And then you also have a slider. You got a big curveball. You've even got a split change. It's ridiculous. So we're going to break it down now. What is Darvish doing to have this success? Let's just watch it in action. He had this really successful 5th inning. And I just want you guys to understand, what is Darvish doing that actually gets him these outs, and how well is he executing these days for the Padres? So this is the 5th inning. He's cruising along. He's got a 5-0 lead. I mean, this is easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Darvish has got this. All right, I'm going to keep moving. So here's the first pitch. He's got Garrett Hampson up, and that's the cutter. So that's at 85. It's slow. It just kind of bites into the zone. And I will say, slider to cutter, there's a large range here. You're going to see more of a sweeping action horizontally on the slider, sometimes as low as 81, 82. But then sometimes you will see the cutter up to like 87, maybe even 88 at times. So there's a big range, and Darvish does shift around those velocities to his benefit. All right. So there's a nice cutter for a strike, and honestly, he probably will throw it again because it's just an effective pitch like that. No, he goes 93, and if you notice, that pitch looks incredibly fast after coming out of the hand at 85, especially if you're expecting the cutter. So back at 1-1, he's probably going to go to the cutter again to get a strike. He does, and that's off the end of the bat, and that's a flare. This is not a bad pitch whatsoever from Darvish. You could say it's a little bit up, and he does want that where the glove is down here. But I mean, that's outside edge. You can see that. Oh, that's just so close. And Hampson gets it off the end of the bat. It bloops in. All right, fine. Okay. That normally gets an out or at least a whiff or called strike. So now there's a 79 mile per hour. I believe that is the curveball. He has a slower one that we've seen a ton at like sub 70 levels. But that is a big loopy curveball in there for a strike. Good to see that. Get the first pitch strike. So the tone, you're probably thinking maybe cutter or fastball instead. Nope, you get the big breaking ball. Hard to hit that. So now at 0-1, you could go fastball inside and keep them off balance, considering you just threw a breaking ball away. You can also throw that maybe a slider inside that he would swing over if he's looking for a heater here. He goes for the cutter at 87. That misses up and away, and it's supposed to actually just jam him inside, which I kind of love. I love seeing right-handers throw, and also left-handers on the other side throw cutters on their opposite side. So essentially, like, lefties are going to get cutters inside corner. If you are a lefty throwing to righty, that's where the cutter would be inside corner again, right? The ball is going to go into the bat. So that's what Darvish is trying to do, and he gets a little bit lucky with this pitch up and away, where Nunez doesn't really know if this is, like, he thinks it's going to be a strike that falls in, but doesn't know quite enough, and he goes after it. This is not really a pitch that I would be swinging at if I'm Nunez, because out of the hand, it may be a fastball that misses up, and you kind of want to take that chance. If it falls down, that's a tough strike call to get. Not a good swing here from Nunez. Let's watch that again. Yeah, he's way underneath it. Thinks maybe it's going to be slower. That's just a terrible swing. So now at 0-2, I mean, Darvish can do a lot of different things. He can throw fastball elevated, he's throwing 79, and then 87, and then you can throw 95, 96, and just completely overwhelm Nunez. He also just saw that he's willing to swing at a high fastball that would drop down as the cutter, right? So I would be going upstairs with that. You could probably bury something down and in, but then at the same time, Darvish just didn't execute that pitch down and in, right? So I'd probably go fastball up at this point. And he goes with, I believe it's a splitter. I mean, that is, like, what? I believe this is a splitter. I want to see if I can get the grip in here. Maybe. It does kind of look like that. Could be the curveball. I don't know. That's just a terrible swing once again from Nunez, and that's a horrible at bat. So look, Darvish has only thrown one fastball this inning, and that's kind of the MO. Like, he'll throw fastballs and surprise you with them, but he has a lot of different pitches that move different directions. If that was a splitter, which I think it was, then you have curveball, cutter, and splitter in that one for Nunez. 3 different breaking pitches, all moving differently, different velocities, and no fastballs included. Pretty ridiculous. So we have John Gray, who's going to try to bunt. And with how much Darvish's pitches move, it's not easy. Not an easy feat, especially at 84 miles per hour, and that thing is dropping down. So there's strike 1. That's obviously Gray's going to try again. And he just didn't hit that cutter, so he threw another one, and Gray fouled that one off. So now at 0-2, I mean, you're the pitcher. You're going to strike out here. Just throw a fastball. Just throw it hard. He's going to try and bunt a 3rd time, and no. All right, so that was just a wasted at-bat. I mean, I'm sorry, y'all, but DH should exist in the National League. That's just how I feel. I feel that's just loses the fun of the game when it's the pitcher up. You know, the fun of the game is those battles between the pitcher and the hitter. Now with 2 outs and a man on first, and we're just kind of breezing through this because this is just pure dominance from Darvish. Let's see now. Tapia, better hitter here. What we might see is more cutters here, staying away. Maybe we'll see that splitter again. Maybe even see that first pitch curveball. But honestly, with someone like Tapia, I wonder if you can sneak a fastball in there at, say, 95 miles per hour and get a first pitch strike. Nope, he goes with that breaking ball. 80 looks like it is that cutter again. Could be the slider. It's possible he does go down that far. And this is a really, really nice one. Keep in mind, when you see a curveball or a breaking ball that lands right on the outside edge, especially to the opposite-handed batter, so, for example, this is a righty throwing to a lefty, this pitch doesn't start in the zone. This starts going out over here and then comes back over into the plate, and to nip it right on the corner like that, you know, for a batter to want to swing at it, they have to predict exactly this amount of movement, essentially. This is such a good pitch for a first pitch strike. I mean, he's earned it completely. And that's actually kind of a popular thing these days, is the up and away backdoor pitches. Sometimes we talk about backdoor curveballs or sliders coming down, but the up and away one, the batter is checking out for 2 reasons. One, they think it's too high, and they think it's away. But if it's a backdoor one that lands down and away, well, then it's not too high, it's just away, right? So it's only taking 1 box of the I'm going to take checklist. That's a really, really nice pitch there from Darvish. So 0-1, he's going to go back inside now. I love this call. And he throws a fastball. Now it's up and away. So this is really, really interesting. So you get a lot of information here. So Tapia is late on this one. You can kind of see how, I mean, he's lucky to get any sort of contact on this. He's not ready to swing at all here. The ball's essentially in the mitt before he really starts going. But he missed his spot. So that's 2 pitches now. Keep that in mind. You see where the glove sets up. It's inside. This is supposed to be a fastball inside, which it would work against Tapia. But he missed away. And when you think about the 0-2 pitch, don't think about where the intention was. Think about what the batter actually saw. He saw a backdoor breaking ball for strike 1, and then he saw a fastball up and middle away here. So this entire section of the plate is still open to Darvish. So if I'm him, I'm throwing that slider down and in maybe a cutter inside here right now, as Tapia is just going to be overwhelmed, I believe. Maybe you can even get that fastball up and in if you feel confident in that too. So good. They are going inside. Oh man, the movement on that. Oh my God. This is ridiculous. This is an absolutely ridiculous pitch. Let's watch this in slow motion. I mean, so this is starting inside off the plate and is just coming all the way back over. Unreal. And the thing is, what's kind of crazy is that Tapia thinks he's just going away the entire time. This would have completely frozen him if it started farther in and landed here, without a doubt. But the fact that Tapia even couldn't catch up to 95 before, that was a little bit more hittable, was thinking about that slider down and in, and just got overwhelmed. 96 up and away. I mean, it's just not fair that Darvish has all of these tools at his disposal. You know, he's throwing like a kitchen sink approach, but also pairing it with 95-96 on his fastball. Traditionally, when you throw the kitchen sink stuff, it's because you don't have a fastball that can miss bats and get effective strikes in the zone. But Darvish has that too. It's absolutely unfair, and it's why Darvish is a top 5 pitcher in the majors today. That's going to do it for today's edition of this pitcher video breakdown. If you want to follow what I do, go to twitch.tv/pitchlist. I do this live every single weekday morning, 8:30 a.m. to 11 a.m. And of course, support this channel, support everything I do by going to pitchlist.com/plus and sign up for PL Plus and help us out. But that's going to do it for today. So as always, may your BABIPs be low and your strikeouts high.